1, 2. Team Manager. Are we united? Have been impressed with the progression.
my people. You are jamming with DJCboy.com. Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please let's get seated so that we can get the event off the ground. And get seated. Let's kindly get seated so that we can get the event off the ground. We are listening against that. Please remind those downstairs to come so that we can do this. Please, again, let's fill the spaces in front of us. So there are no distractions as to no sitting.
No standing or sitting.
No standing. No standing, please. All right, no standing. Good to see all of you. I can see the general manager for Korea United here. Good to see you. I can see my friends and colleagues from the media. I can see Kiki. I can see all the beautiful people here. Very soon we'll be expecting the arrival of the president and of course my boss Neil Armstrong Motorway will take over. So let us get seated. No standing, please. Those standing should respectfully sit down. Unless of course you have specific duty as a cameraman to stand. So please let's get seated. Because pretty soon we will start with the main capulo. I know I will not be MC, so I'll leave it. I'll leave it for my voice. Okoro United are in the finals of the DOL Super Cup against Vision FC. They are here. They have not paid me against.
I was about to say that.
Oh, they have not paid me.
The president of Okoro United sounds
No, the reason is that I don't give you. Oh, no. You know, Nana is a great guy, you know. I'm always excited when I see him, where he came from, now a GM. He's a GM in the morning at Okoro, in the afternoon he's at Kotoko. I don't even know what he's doing. Daytime is at Okoro, nighttime is at Kotoko. Great guy. So we're starting very, very soon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we don't have that, like, so they shouldn't make us go straight. Yeah, I was told they were standing somewhere out there. Yeah, but that kind of, yeah, we'll go with somebody.
Abobody for company.
The number is okay, you can start. Then I'll be moderating.
All right, so please, let's get seated. I'll hand over the microphone to the head of PR and strategy at the Ghana Football Association, Mr. Neil Armstrong Motabe, who will be moderating this very, very important event, a very significant one of fostering unity, fostering and enhancing the cooperation between the Football Association and our friends from the Inky fraternity. And so please, let's get seated. I'm just trying to clear the way for all of us so that my boss, Mr. Neil Armstrong Motabe, will take over. I can imagine we are really ready for our questions. All right, so thank you very much. We should be able to start now. All right, sir.
Is it?
You call them to come in, right? Come sit down, or you call them in, come sit down. Should they come?
I might as well come and sit, but I think one president come first, so no president come.
So we'll be receiving the president of the Ghana Football Association very soon, and then we will start this interaction. So we'll just leave the formalities for when he gets here. But thank you very much for coming. I think the program was pushed forward by 1 hour in addition because our Muslim brothers had to go for Friday prayer. So they've arrived, and I think the hall is full enough for us to start. What should be an interesting engagement. With a lot of remarks about when will the president be coming to the region. I'm sure your regional chairman will speak to those notes. We had an interaction with the RFA a short while ago, and I think we had a very good time there. So today is for us to have a good time, yes, but ask all the questions that have been bothering our minds, and I'm sure we'll have answers for them. So come, thanks for coming. I don't want to steal the energy from Mr. President, so when he gets here, we'll start.
Okay. Is it? I think Ose wants, as he has queued a song.
is for you, the media. There have been times where we've had media interactions where Mr. President has spoken at length. But his desire today is to hear from you everything that's on the ground, everything I wanted to hear since 2019 when he was elected. We've not seen him in the region, we've heard. Today he's here. So I beg you, Pamucho, every question under heaven. And upon this, we call it still Brong Ahafo because in football we've not yet separated the regions. So we say the Brong Ahafo football region. That's how we say, just to obey the laws of Ghana. So from the Brong Ahafo football region, every question that's bothered your minds, it's today that we'll have these questions answered. If they all can't be answered, I'm sure we'll find a way to get the answers to all of us afterwards. So thank you once again for coming. We are here to speak with the President. He's speaking with us briefly and then we'll be giving feedback to him. But we came to a region that has a landlord. And in football, when you come to the landlord region, the landlord must speak. And our landlord is a very, very tall man. He's tall in faith and tall in stature. He might look tall, short in body. But when you speak to Dr. Anto, you know you've met somebody who understands exactly what he's about and what BA football is in the national football psyche of this Republic of Ghana. So without much ado, I'd like to invite Dr. Charles Osayanto, Chairman of the Brong Ahafo Regional Football Association, to give me a small welcome and then a few remarks. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Neil. Good afternoon, Mr. President. Good afternoon to all of us. Welcome to this afternoon's Meet the Press with our only FA President, the one we have known for the past few years, the #1 game changer, the train that we jumped on, and our football has taken this new dimension and it is hitting the roof. We are going to make it snappy because it's going to be a discussion, a chat. Mr. President is not going to preach. He's going to listen to us so we can air all our worries, we can air all our questions, so we listen, learn from it, and then go and implement. Welcome to this afternoon's program. I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. President for taking time off his busy schedule to join us in Sunyani. I don't remember how long this has been, for years, I guess, but today Mr. President is here. I want to thank him. Thank you all for also coming to honor this invitation, and I hope that by the time we are done, our football will be at the next level. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anto. Like he said, we are not going to spend too much time on the formalities. But Mr. President also needs to make a few remarks before we hear from the House. But before we go, I need to ask, outside of Sunyani, is there any media house from outside Sunyani here? Yeah, where? Yeah, just mention where you're coming from. Brekum. Nswatre. Accra. Are you, I said, Accra rep or you are Accra? Accra rep.
Worldwide.
Kumasi? Oh, well, worldwide.
Yeah.
Do you fly? Cape Coast. Doma. Wenchi. Koso. Drobo. Eva. Samanfu. I was saying Samanfu. Cosine. I thought it said Saman. All right, so thank you very much. You come from very far places, and we really appreciate your being here. And like I said earlier on, we are here because of you. And we're here to build a bond that ensures that the media reflects the work that the FA is doing, but at the same time, you reflect the opinions of the communities that we serve. This is very much a partnership, rather than we are on this side and some others are on that side. There are times where it looks like that, but for the principles and the philosophy of our president is about engaging together for mutual success. When Ghana football rises, the media is enjoying. If you are going to the World Cup, it's not only the FA that goes to the World Cup, or football people. Media, they line up. We went to Kumasi to play the qualifiers, Mr. President. And when we won the second game against Central African Republic, the chant wasn't Ghana, Ghana, Ghana. The chant at the Kumasi Sports Stadium was what? USA, USA. That's the power of football. And with the power of football, visa approval. Having said that, I'd like to invite to the lectern a man that we've seen in many ways, and he doesn't like too much to be said about him. So very simply, I'd like to welcome to this microphone the president of the Ghana Football Association, Mr. Kurt Edwin Simeon Ocampo. Just a few remarks before we get into the media interaction. The president,
the emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here.
Oh my God. My colleague, member of our ESCO, Mr. Kingsley Osebonso, aka Nyamine Shenipa. My hardworking chairman of the Football Association here in this region. I call him Doc, and your executives here and present. Before I took the microphone, I was asked not to talk long, but it looks like the way I have started is going to be long. The head of our technical directorate, Professor Joseph Minta, the chairman of the organizing committee for the Division 1 League Super Cup, the Lord of the Green Turf, Lord Zico, and your team. I can see Mr. Daniel Labi. The coordinator, the man responsible for coordinating all our RFAs across the 10 regions, Mr. Dasobre. My brothers and sisters from the media. In those yesteryears when we used to go to school, in primary school, at the end of the exams, we have one day that we bring food from our homes and celebrate. For those of you who are so young, I'm sure you remember those days. I do not know whether that system still runs in our school curricula, but we used to call it our day. Today is our day here in this region. When I say our day, we, the media, today is our day. It's a day we have reserved to be here, to spend time with you. I am not in a hurry to run away from the hall. To spend time with you here today, for us to be briefed on the state of our game, for you to ask us, not me, but us, all the questions that you may have on your chest. And for me and for us to take home all the learning points, all the key points in our attempt and in our desire to create a football industry that is truly Ghanaian, that is entertaining, and that is rewarding for everybody in the football ecosystem. Nti ene yewaha because ene yenda. It is our day. Those of us who speak English have termed it GFA meets the press. But yen kabro to say me say no. I prefer to say ene yeda. To share what we all have in common, to speak about the game that we all love most, and to listen, most importantly, to all of you. I will start by thanking the RFA leadership, led by Doc and his executives, for accepting to host us here today. Doc, thank you. I also want to thank the ownership or the owners of this facility for accepting to host us here, and to thank all of you for traveling from far and near to be part of today's session. Indeed, it's been a while. I don't want to say it's been a long while, because I'm shy to say that. But it's been a while that I have been here. But through the mercies of the Almighty God, we are here today. And it should be a time well spent here today. The second part of my thank you will be quite unconventional, but it's to say thank you to all our MPs, our political leaders who have taken direct interest in football and who are directly investing in football. Medawamasi. Can we give it to them, please? I would also want to thank all our club owners, all our investors in football, our club managers, our CEOs who continue to spend their resources, their intellectual property, and their time in the business of football. Without those investments, without they sharing their intellectual property, their time, their resources, I'm not sure we'll be here today. And I'll continue to urge all of them to keep their passion levels high, to keep their interest levels high, and to continue to believe that together and together and together we can build Ghana football. Their contribution, our contribution, their time, their knowledge, our knowledge put together will put Ghana for football at the level that we all desire. And it's very important for me to recognize as such. So today we are here, and like I said, it is your time, it is your day, it's the opportunity to ask all the questions that you may have on your chest. Some few hours ago, I had a meeting with the RFA leadership. And what I did say in my closing remarks is that I and my ESCO have been given the opportunity by our membership to serve football. And I want to carry that responsibility with all my energy, with all the passion that I have, and I want to execute this mandate. And when I exit, I should be remembered for being a very, very honest leader who stood by his words and delivered same at every given opportunity. This is how I want to be remembered. For being honest to my football people, for my football family, and doing what I always promise I will do. I'm very happy to see Asantua proudly represented here. She represents women's football. She represents the face of our strategy, which is targeted at improving women's football. The FA, since 2019, down to 2023, and from October 5, 2023, have placed a lot of premium on the development of women's football. Our gradual investment in the women's game is there for everybody to see. Our singular decision to place the women's game on free-to-air TV has brought in unquantifiable benefits to the women's sport. From 2023, we have not only developed the women football strategy, as you can see, but we have step by step taken practical steps at implementing the strategy for the full benefit of the women's game. This charge has been led by Prof, the head of the Technical Directorate, and his department. Today, we sit in our homes, and for those of you who have a special love for women's football, you enjoy watching the girls on your TVs. As we speak, our U20 girls are getting ready to go to the World Cup. That represents the 7th consecutive time we are heading to the World Cup. On the 6 consecutive times that we've been to the World Cup, we've not gone beyond the group stage. This year, the vision is very clear. We're going to the competition and we must better our performances. We have given the team all the support that they deserve or they need. We believe that they have a good team. We believe that the technical team are well on course on delivering the target we have set for the team. I hope that all of us here will give the team our support, our prayers, so that they can go and come back with the desired results that we've all been looking for. competitions. Since 2019, there's one thing that we've done very well, and we should be proud of it. I'm talking here about our GPL, our DOL, and our Women's Premier League. We have always stuck with our calendar, run our calendar on schedule, and our seasons have run according to plan, to the levels that, as we speak, we can say that our dream of aligning our calendar with mainland Europe is right here with us. We should all be proud of this. Already, the FA has rolled out the plan for the new season. The Premier League fixtures are out. The dates have been announced. Women Premier League fixtures scheduled to be out, I think, on the 13th, if I'm not mistaken. And DOL will be the same. It's scheduled to be released. Is that correct? Yesterday, we had an ESCO meeting where a clear directive had been issued, or a date for commencement for the regional Division 2 leagues have been settled or announced. We expect all regional Division 2 leagues to start in the month of October. Again, there's a clear commitment from our RFA leadership, and we believe that all our second division leagues will start in the month of October. I want to speak about sponsorship, because I know that it's a topic which is dear to everybody. Sponsorship. Sponsorship, whether at the regional level, whether at the club level, or whether at the national team level, or whether at the domestic competitions level, is important. All of us here, including our club owners, including anybody and everybody who works in the football industry, should have a desire of being creative and finding creative ways of encouraging not only individual partnerships, but also corporate partnerships into football. At the club level, we have a responsibility to run our clubs very well, to open our clubs to the public, and to encourage either individuals or corporate Ghana to be interested in what we are doing at the club level. That is the only way we can have private people coming on board to invest, or private companies coming on board to invest. At the club level, I always say that no money is small money. You want to be very, very clever about how you deliver your football platforms for people to be interested in. I am sure that if I was to ask any club owner, he will say, oh, I need maybe 2 million Ghana. I need 5 million Ghana. I need 10 million Ghana to run my club for the season. But believe me, if you went to a company in Ghana looking for 1 million Ghana, looking for 2 million Ghana to run your club, it may be difficult. It may be difficult for you to have one company saying, take 2 million as a sponsorship, as a partnership, and then utilize it for your club. However, if you have a clear budget and you have the coastlines, and you know that you need water for the season, and the water for the season may cost 10,000 Ghana cedis. I am sure if you went to a company looking for water worth 10,000 Ghana cedis, it will be a lot easier for you to have this. What that means is that you would have cancelled that cost line, your budget would have been taken care of, and your budget, your cost is already gone down. This should be our new way. At the same time, when you climb the ladder, we say we are looking for what we call headline sponsorship. We say we are looking for $1 million US. We are looking for $2 million US. In our realistic current times, it may be very, very difficult for you to have a company coming to you with $1 million USD or $2 million USD. But if you use this creative way that I've already explained, and you look at your cost lines, and you start to cancel the cost lines with partners that fits that cost lines, you will see that at the end, you're looking for 2 million, you would have raised 2 million. You will see it clearly. Alternatively, you're looking for 2 million, instead of you giving yourself headache and saying, I'm looking for a headline sponsor, I will say, I'm looking for 4 partners to give me 500,000 each or 400,000 each. At the end, you get your 2 million. This should be the way. And this is the way. So in effect, the FA is very, very aggressive in looking for partners using this new way, and I want to believe that soon we will have many more partners joining not only the mainline football association but also at the RFA level. At the RFA level in this region, I have seen similar strategy being deployed by Dr. Anto and the team. Can we clap for them, please? Every money, whether it's 1 Ghana or it's $1 million Ghana or it's $1 million, is important for us. We have here the pull-up, Lily, the Lily Group. Lily is a name representing what? A type of rice. Is that not the case? So currently we have 20 national teams. 20. The traditional 18 football national teams plus futsal and beach soccer. And all these national teams intermittently go to camp, prepare for tournaments. Most often, we prefer housing all the national teams at the Tenka Center in Pram Pram, because that facility belongs to us. When they are in camp, they have to eat. That is cost to the FA. So what did we do? We went out looking for a partner company who can provide us with our food needs. Hence, that partnership with Lily. So, if in the time past we had to look for money, now we have the food items. If it's rice, if it's sugar, if it's oil, if it's about tomato paste, through the kind courtesy of Lily, we do have. So we are able to have our regular camps and to prepare our national teams. Similar strategies can be deployed. And this is our new way. And this is the way we are using in looking for all the partners that you can see, from Flora to 5 Star to Access Bank, to KGL, who in the last 4 years have invested a lot of money. We had a 5-year relationship amounting to $1 million USD, which is $200,000 a year for Coles Football. The marketing department and the newly established business development department will continue to be aggressive in looking for suitable partners for our football. But this is where we need your support. This is where we need your support. Because as a key partner, you occupy a special place in the football ecosystem. You tell our story. When we produce the football content, you carry the message out. If we are positive about our collective future, if we see ourselves as partners on this journey, a journey that can be mutually beneficial to all of us if it works well, definitely the Flores, the 5-Star, and Access Bank will be more interested in our football content when you also come on board and preach the gospel and preach it well. This is not to say that when things go wrong, you shouldn't speak about it. I am a journalist, and I'm trained to be fair in my reportage. So when things go wrong, please say it. When there are very good things, say it in equal measure. Just say it. When you see all the good things that are happening to the fundamentals of our football, look at our technical center in Pram Pram. You sat in your homes, you enjoyed the girls U15 tournament for the first time from the soil of Pram Pram. You saw the KGA U17 coming to you live from Pram Pram. These are good and unbelievable stories that we have to share, that we have to be proud of. When you visit the training grounds of Premier League clubs, he's a MD or CEO of Bechem, and you can see 40, 60 footballs on the training pitch. You should be happy about it. Because some time ago, you will see 10, you will see 12 footballs. And Professor Minta will tell you, Zico will tell you, the policy, the philosophy is that one player, one football. Is that not true? But people think it's a joke. But the truth is, go to our Coles venues. The kids, you see 30 players, they have one football. You see 30 players, maybe they have 5, if you're lucky, footballs. So when you see that there's a gradual increment in the support we are offering to our kids, boys and girls, even to top flight football clubs, we should be proud that gradually we are making big steps for the development of the game. Because if Zico has to spend money to buy 40 footballs in the season, he will apply that budget in servicing another cost line. If Zico has to plan and buy 30 or 40 pairs of category A football boots, and he's now getting them for free, he will now have the luxury of applying that money saved to service another cost line. He's the general manager of a Division club, Nana Okwawu United. Yes, his boys use category A football boots. Sebi, yeah, football in a nim. Boots are not yet players. If the football economy was very strong, these are no topics. This is a statement of fact. But the football economy is not very strong. And it's not your creation. You didn't cause it. So such systematic but pragmatic interventions are key to the development of our football as of today. I stood at the Congress grounds in Kumasi and I said that we intend to invest in the purchase of 30 buses over a 3-year period to support our football clubs, because we have identified a need in that perspective. Obi say, I didn't move better Basama football clubs. But you're my colleagues. You travel to league centers. Some teams come in 207. Some come in taxis. Some do walk to match venues. That's a fact. So if the FA in our wisdom have identified this need area and are ready to help our players to travel, not in Abubuya, not in taxi, why should we not be happy about it? You think it will be inimical to the development of the footballer? The answer is no. The answer is the opposite. The players will travel in comfort. Their legs will not be worn out before they go out of the buses to warm up and to play. So such practical interventions are key to our desire in fixing the fundamentals of our football. Some few seasons ago, we had loads of problems in this region, i.e., violence at our games. These are truths people don't want to hear. But I've said before all of you that I want all of you to remember me when I'm gone for being honest. Clearly, we had a problem. All of us here are friends. All of us here, we are friends. We eat together. Sometimes we go out in the evenings together. We have different football clubs. Because of 3 points, we share blood. Bloods are poured. Because we fight, sometimes we beat each other. Meboa. Bacha Meboa. So, having completely assessed the situation, we decided to try on a strategy to split, we're talking about Division 1, the zone into 2. All sorts of explanations were offered by people. Some said, oh, the FA wants to help Club A. FA wants to be against Club B, etc., etc. But today I'm very sure that our league, Division 1, Zone 1, is much cleaner than it was. It's much healthier than it was. And it's been much cost effective and cost efficient now than it was. Sameboa, muka sameboa. Kasi o president, oboa. Yebedi humkomo. Yes. Which has never happened. We paid all referee fees, 52,600 per each club we paid. We gave 30 balls per each club. We gave 30 pairs of football boots per each club. This is unprecedented support for Division 1 football. Today, club owners in Division 1 are better placed to run their clubs than they have ever been. Today, you are a Division 1 league winner and you've won yourself a bus. Apart from all this, you were Division 1 Zone 1 winner, you still won 70,000 Ghana cedis in cash. This is how far we have positioned Division 1 football. And this year, the vision of the ESCO is to ensure that Division 1 League is live on TV. And we are working very, very hard towards this goal. If we succeed in putting Division 1 League on TV, that would have been a big value added to your investments, to our investments, and to the value of the intangible assets, the players. Look at what has happened to women's Premier League players. Since we started putting WPL on TV, a lot of the girls have had more exposure and perhaps better offerings. Better offerings. The recent U15 girls tournament has already opened doors to those young kids. The U17 tournament, the KGL, has opened the doors for all the super talents that you saw on TV. Value added because of TV. So our vision is to do whatever it takes to put the National Division 1 League on TV. And through your support, we will achieve this vision. What that means is that our top 3 leagues will all be on TV. The GPL is already on TV. The VPL is already on TV. And this season, vision is to ensure that our Division 1 league, I know Emmanuel will be happy about it, is also on TV. Hooliganism in certain areas of our game is tainting the overall image of our sport. And it's a topic all of us will have to pay attention to. It's a subject or it's an act all of us, you inclusive, must say no to. In football, there are always, I think, 3 results. There is a draw, there is a win, and there's a defeat. Under no circumstance must any human being take the law into his hands. Under no circumstance. Whenever you are not happy, there are laid down procedures to follow. That's how football has been developed, not only here, but beyond the shores of Ghana. Under no circumstance must any human being take the law in his own hands. For good reason, this season, we say no to hooliganism. We have to protect football. We have to protect our referees. We have to protect our footballers. We have to protect our media persons. And we have to protect everybody who is in love and who wants to enjoy football. And the FA, with your support, will do whatever it takes to protect all of us. If referees get their decisions wrong, we have due processes to follow. We do have. Just like we do have in every country that football is played. And all of you here watch football, and most often we do even disagree with decisions of the VAR. Don't we? Don't we? We do. Referees are punished in everywhere football is played when they don't get it right. Referees are offered training and retraining in every jurisdiction. So why must a referee lose his blood or lose his life because he got a decision wrong? I say no to that. I say yes to good and fair officiating, but when they get it wrong, we have due processes. And I want to plead to all of you to be supportive of this agenda. Let us take hooliganism in any form out of our game. Because one day, it's not about the referee, it's not about the club official, it's about somebody saying that you, the media guy, have said something wrong and they come attacking you. It's also hooliganism. So please, we enjoy the game of football that we see on TV, produced by some people, because they protect the game. And you only see, most often, only the good things. Let us also protect our game. It doesn't mean in England bad things don't happen. It doesn't mean in Spain bad things don't happen. It doesn't mean in La Liga, in Serie A, bad things don't happen. Believe me, everything that you see or you term as bad happening here happens there. They do. But the product is supreme. They hold and protect the product. They hold and protect the product. And this is the plea I come to you with. Let's think Ghana football first. Let's protect our products. Let us allow our internal and well-established structures and processes to guide all of us. That is the only way we can develop our game. Like I said, I'm not supposed to talk too much. I think that I have said enough. I would allow all of you a chance to speak and to ask questions. As much as we can, all of us here, Zico, RFA Chairman, Professor Minta, and the rest of the team will do justice to all the questions. In departing, you are a key partner in the development of our football. Without the media, the football cake will not be whole. Without the media, we cannot create the superstars. Without the media, we cannot create the enabling environment for our footballers and for our administrators to be able to deliver football and footballing products. What it means is that we need you more than you think. We need you to be good partners on this journey. We also know you also need us because we also provide you with the content. Because without our football, your airwaves will be empty, maybe you have to find new careers, just maybe. But the truth of the matter is that the Ghanaian is in love with football, for which reason we should be prepared to continuously produce football and footballing products. And like I said, to be able to achieve that, we need to work hand in hand, stand shoulder to shoulder, in good times or in bad times. That is the only way we can coexist. And I believe that as a trained journalist, I have shown enough commitment towards this cause. We are all colleagues. I've been at your stage before. At the time, perhaps we didn't have more than 5 radio stations in Ghana. This is how time flies. But today, I'm sure we have up to about 1,000. And the more reason why we have to stay together on our journey of fixing the fundamentals, on our journey of being competitive at international meets, and on our journey and on our desire of winning trophies for Mother Ghana. This can only happen with your support. I believe and trust that you will continue to give us the support. We are committed towards this cause, and together we will make our dear football great and strong. Thank you very much. What a short speech.
Somebody said, what a short speech. Thank you very much, Mr. President. And so I said the stage is now set for us to ask our questions. Maybe in the course of Mr. President's address, he may have answered some questions already. But if there are questions that we have, he'll be very grateful to receive those questions. And like he said, we've got some of our, we call them subject matter experts. For example, Professor Minta in the technical area. If a question comes from that direction and he's able to quickly answer them. Lord Zico. There are actually 2 Lord Zicos here, so I need to reference an executive council member. He didn't play the football, he has gone and taken somebody's name. And Lord Zico, who creates the term, is also, they play for a certain club that I really love so much, you know. Yes, Kumazias and they got the questions will come in 5 meaning we take 5 at a time and then we answer so that we can take care of as many of us as possible. Because if we do it one by one, I think it will take a long time. So with your permission, Mr. Chairman and Mr. President, 5 questions and then we get the response and then we come to another set of 5. We need an extra microphone. Do you have another one there? This is all that we have. So they have to be using mine at the same time. Okay. There's one with the President. There's one here. Sorry, just a second. Let me see whether this one is it live? It's live. Yes. I think.
So let's circulate.
Yeah, we shall be circulating. Sheikh says circulate. All right. So first 5 questions. Let's just say maybe okay. 1 here, 1, and there also will be some level of gender balance because all the hands up so far are male hands. But if the ladies will not speak, we shall bring you out. Kiki is smiling. I know Kiki, you come very soon. So first question.
How many questions will I be able to ask?
Hey, how many questions? Look at all your friends over here and have mercy on your friends. Maybe maximum of 2. Yes, if that will help.
So kindly you mention your name and then your media house.
Yes, name, media house, and then your questions.
Okay. My name is Kofi Opon Checheku. Most people call me Mr. KOK. I write and edit for newsantamac.com. Okay, so my first question is, there is a hashtag, bringing back the law. What measures are you putting in place, Mr. President, to bring back the law? And also, igniting passion and creating wealth for all is such a powerful hashtag or tagline. How are you going to achieve this, and how long will it take for this to come to fruition? I have a extra question, but say,
Let's go around and come.
Okay. Yeah, let's go around and come, and then if you show that you're really an online, you're using hashtag as your questions. So that's Mr. KOK, eh? Yes. All right, I'm recording the questions just in case. We need to remind Mr. President and then our colleagues of those questions. Yes, second person.
Habib Mohammed, precise FM Kumasi. Mr. President, the question is here to first question. Division 1. Promise to say first 2 teams, or first 3 teams in each zone, you have a pass. First season, you I want to know, say club will be this second. No one bars this year. Next season, will be first. So club will be on the bars. And what's the strategy? Second question. Your BE. So I'll speak and ask something about BE. Your FASC ultra-modern facility Bogatanga for sports. Bronga have for say, made mistake here in terms of Premier League, most clubs. And then if for such project, Bronga have for. Bibisa or what? I've been expecting. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Habib, eh?
Yes, please.
All right.
All right. I'm Kofi Asuma from Sun City Radio.
Kofi
Asuma. Yes.
Okay.
I can't be on the Habib Khan. It's not a question I'm maybe busy.
Maybe for.
Yeah. Ojadio. I don't know if FA no ever document say be a change of administration bar. Nema FA and more documented to her because from Boga project. Nanke Benshi next. That was the arrangement. I was part of the team during the time I got Sras as the one in this project and then and I said that was start times in the years. My question is one, KGL now air cost a very good but personally we feel as a country opeke nkura miensa bia 2 aye potential footballers entimi cover 1/10 of nkura in Bobo Ghana aye very good. I support it. Evident to me with the help of the technical team entimi organize training programs with GS and from at least every school bia senka se Sunyani na obeba every single public school or private school be are 2 teachers member. We are among the basics on which media training crown from schools. And some of one picture kakra and no one. And also near every president in the Hong Kong CCR. I know sir Oba football man never been a cause of kaya and topa. Zone 1. To be fair, for the past 3 seasons, Nema Akosu was Zone 2 are more horrible than Akosu Zone 1. Dabeni Akosu split Zone 2. And I said Dabeni Akosu Zone 1 no Abu. And Mr. President, people in Zone 1 and they're happy with the split. Especially when it comes to Bronga Afro clubs, they are not happy.
I'm just trying to remember your last question about splitting zone 2, zone 1, and then I made person who said exactly what you said. He said zone 1 was split, and NMAC was zone 2. No, they are more horrible. We are journalists. Have you got the statistics to prove what you are saying? I'm not contesting you. I'm just asking because what can SSR with this CBB so? That's all. I'm not saying that you are wrong. I'm just saying we need some at least some background. Unless President accepts what you are saying, but it's good to base in our canon. You know, right?
And between Sky and then Samates. Now Samates qualified. That was last 2 seasons. And Yakai Ibonaka. Not just it was everywhere. Yeah, one team. We see after any Tamale any see. You see what happened. We want to say attacking go forward. Now we want to attack you. And the cost was one. But had the necessity to us. And I mean, international culture president said, sometimes people are hypocrites. Who are the wrong candidate? But they are not complaining. Teams now was on 1, especially for our class. They are not happy.
Well, I'm sure this evening you will be here. So we'll take it up with them. But this evening we'll be meeting the clubs, right? take it up over there. Last, how many more people? Shake. 1, 2, 8. There are already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 questions.
7 questions.
Because people are asking. Okay, all right. Please, I know we are here to talk, but some of your colleagues also are willing to talk. Yeah, maybe I shake one by one and now 2, and then when we can go a second round, then we go. So at least everybody will get the chance to. Your most critical question, and your Pamucho, let's not repeat. So there can be that. Let's go to the next fresh one. Thank you so much for your cooperation.
Okay. We did the Isaac Person Pimple Success FM course. Question about what happened.
Isaac, eh?
Isaac Person Pimple. Okay. I did. Question about what happened. Say, your products now, your bomb pine. Anything be after every season be players now on we key no best in a pro no in a co. Until you say President William so. Even though we do it ye. And everybody na ye DC no and I say a submit take a camera. Near places in area at least it may maintain your top players, top scholar, let's go keep them for Kakawa. They are the this is now. You can beat me about tea. Meaning, say you be the one, no one may you beat me. I beat me, see an open, and now say at least I should beat me at tea. Now it may a keep on Grassy.
Last person, and then, one more question from here. So the next round, you ever call the other side of the hall and say, Pamucho, just prepare your questions, and short and concise, and communication, concise and comprehensive. Yes, sir.
We did the corner narrative, so the question I mean was a refs officiating Ghana football. The biggest enemy Ghana football referees. And it assumes that there are some referees they are in the good books of the GFA. So no could matches do a real. Even when officers are horrible. Still, we still see them. So more packs with the matches. And I thought ultimately the referee could team match here. Team here the recovery. Doing the execution and the and there in the GFA in the found because see a body in here shall officiating here come out fair. But the second round of the year, I did near there too. But there, Bassa, in the Mr. President. Officiating in the second round, especially league, one Premier League, and Yakra, at the end of my year at their home. Regarding the senior, Kofi as no kind. The kind last season, Holy Stars, Master Kenny, and Cherry Ostars, and Money, in the eyes of the President. The seniors are in team. Yeah, the opposite, make say, stigma be that you say, one of 4 years, violence near the day. But so far, that's something happening over there. We kind of the reading where because or more at the minister and to call it A1 in a distance. And to come, class and among themselves or more. And so, such 18 demand. That is the first question. Because among the class and themselves, the kind mighty warriors, any teaching my youth liberty. In Kaya Topa. It's Sasa no more can there is no scientific basis. In fact, how do you lead Lima and our money have to purchase
it? You need another microphone.
So how do you lead Lima? I don't hear graph class and morning class. It said, dear, will be here, they should do something about it. As a result of that, all our traditional class and local relegation be a call as a call.
All right, Mr. President, I think we've got the first set of 5 questions.
May pick questions one after the other. And then,
what do you remember?
the main kind, and I say, they say, Mima, the right person answer also, a better answer.
That's so green. That's so green.
I would crave your indulgence to be very, very attentive. because this is the only platform we have to talk openly. I stand here for Ghana football. The ESCO stands with me for Ghana football and not for individual clubs. Please, Obibia will be a question. I'll crave your indulgence to pay attention. Whatever policies or decisions we take should be for the greater good. Please, greater good underlined. There are a lot of times reporting from the acts are varied. Reporting from the acts are varied. Reporting by reporters are sometimes affected by their personal relationships with the key actors. To the extent that when the facts of the acts are reported by the people who must report, it doesn't tally with what many and Okita microphone are reporting. Totally opposite. And this is a statement of fact. Pamucho Munti Asama Mekano. When incidents happen at games, there are official ways of reporting and who must report and whose reports are used by the judicial authorities at arriving at decisions. I stood at the elective congress in Tamale, October 5, 2023, and made a clear statement saying, Mipamucho, let us adapt our status and our regulations as our Quran and as our Bibles. I did say it. Sebi yo. Ya yo he nyina. Sem beka say maybe say we want he na e kan your regulations and your status a. Me ye sure say bia me nyaten. Se me boa me nuanu mo nka se me boa. Let alone for you to go into the interpretation of the provisions. I'm saying to you, say, for example, split zone 1. I'm telling you, the clubs are happy. If you see a club which is not happy, maybe 1 or 2. And here, I'm talking about the total good. There are 16 clubs. Look, let's be fair. Naturally, clubs in this region are stronger than clubs in the north. True of us. True of us. We are mathematics now. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you went to club in zone 1, division 1, about the split, what about way of competition, whether there's been a reduction in hooliganism, whether it's been cost effective, the answer is positive. Me see, we may 1 or 2 class, we can say derby. This is a fact. But today, every club in zone 1, division 1, is competitive. These are facts. Yes, there may be some troubles in other zones. Did you consider the frequency of the troubles? Did you consider whether the trouble that was reported indeed even happened? Did you consider the magnitude of the troubles that happened? Sebi, we saw blood. Blood, moja, not at one venue, not at 2 venues. So you a leader, immediately you need to act. and control. And then, when you are able to also provide other needs that will bring healthy competition, and you are okay, then you open up. Sebi. After May 9th, Accra Sports Stadium, the government came out with clear directives on what football, and for those of us who work in football, have to do. Beyond sa directives, no, Abai Ankasa taking certain steps. Football Association also taking certain steps that has clearly mitigated the identified challenges now we had in the football ecosystem at that time. And then the Accra Sports Stadium that has Nkotoko played in 2001 is not exactly the Accra Sports Stadium of today. Mebwa. The security provisions of 2001 and today are totally and distinctively distinct. And then to get access to the inner perimeter of Accra Sports Stadium, it's not like it used to be. And then the punitive measures are you're putting in place to deter clubs. It's not like it used to be. And when situations come, yes, normally we'll pour our hearts out, but it should take leadership to take holistic review of the situations and try to fix them. Believe me, Mupa, Mankasa, Mun sample opinions among Zone 1, Division 1. They are happy. They are happy. I'm telling you on authority because I deal with these clubs every day. When I say they are happy, overall, level of competition, yes, there will be disagreement. Got 3 points at the end, 3 points. Once in a while, BBC. But if you look at the total good of the zone, believe me, it's much healthier than it was. This is not to say this may be the permanent structure of the league. But we are dynamic, like we're engaging. We engage, we take feedback. And from the feedback, we try to deploy the right strategies at making sure, your leagues know what we want it to be. And we'll continue to engage. And then, make sure clubs know. And I do many clubs in Asia. We will talk like we've always been. We will always talk. We will always find solutions. Sebio, we are thinking about Bono teams. How about the teams from the north? Think about it. In the time past, team they are qualified Division 1 the following year. Okay. More clubs who have qualified from the north will go back again the season after. Now it looks like a lot more are able to stay beyond one season because economically they've become stronger. Not only because of the support that we offer all Division 1 clubs, because at times clubs one by Division 1 they don't have the resources at all to compete. So naturally they'll go. So they are rather even helping the clubs in this zone to be better because the competition is better. Now, I overheard somebody speak about or ask about creating wealth creation.
The hashtag, yeah.
The hashtag
bring back the love. The igniting passion, creating love, creating wealth.
Yes. So we set out on a journey to bring back the love to football. We were offered the chance to serve at a time that football in this country was dead, was non-existent. In 2019, there was no football in Ghana. Football had been stopped. Our responsibility was and has been not only to revive all footballing products, not only to create interesting football products, but also to ensure that our competitions are interesting, our teams are competitive, and our national teams are competitive. The strategy to bring back the love includes fixing the fundamentals. As we speak, some parts of the love is back. The young boys and girls you saw on TV are enjoying their football, Coles football. Before 2019, organized and official Coles football had been stopped. Not for 1 year, not for 2 years, more than 4 years. The RFAs had managed to put up competitions by themselves. Today, Coles football is played in almost every district. In the Volta region, for example, we used to have 1 district. Today, we have 19 districts all playing Coles football. All of you here watch the Volta region U17 team on TV. This is the story of Coles football. This is the love being brought back. We saw 15-year-old girls playing in elite competition at the technical center. Some of you, just some, may have never seen the technical center of the Football Association in Pram. Or people beyond here may have never seen it, but we saw it on TV. We are sure say some of you or some people in this country will not think it's Ghana. This is the love coming back. When you in 2019 visited Upper East region and there is no one official standard football pitch, then you understand why the FA decided to invest in the construction of the AstroTurf pitch for the good people of Upper East. This is the love being brought back. When in 2018 Ghana couldn't qualify for the Senior World Cup, and against all odds in 2022, 29th of March in Abuja, we made it to the World Cup. This is the love coming back. You think it's a joke? When after Andre Ayew led Ghana to win the U20 AFCON and U20 World Cup and qualified, no, they won the AFCON and won the World Cup. And went so many years without going to the AFCON. And Karim Zito led the U20 team and became WAFU champion and AFCON champion. This is the love coming back. These are the signals of the love. If we today have on the 7th time qualified to the U20 Girls World Cup, this is the love coming back. If we have uninterruptedly for 4 consecutive seasons run our GPL, our DOL, our WPL, and our regional leagues uninterrupted, it is the love coming back. I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But you do the right levels of investment, you do the right interventions, and it brings positivity. It is part of the journey at bringing love back. At the end, we want to be competitive at all international meets. We want Ghana to be at every World Cup. That is the ultimate. But believe me, if you woke up one morning and Ghana found itself at Qatar 2022, that was the height of our big effort. But the World Cup platform is no joke, like we think. In 2018, we didn't make it. Now, I think the person also spoke about creating wealth. Wealth creation is visible for all of us. Even in my speech, I did mention that it's not about even me putting my hands in my pocket and giving money. That is not what I meant or we mean by wealth creation. But all the interventions, and strategic policies that we have rolled out that brings enormous benefits to our football ecosystem is our act of creating wealth. To use the KGL U17 Championship, through the trust the KGL Group have in the leadership of the FA, they have invested $1 million over 5 years. It is wealth creation. This wealth that we received is transferred back into organization of elite competitions, just like we saw. The kids who participated on that platform are now being scouted by Ima and his group. They will find themselves in either Division 1 or Premier League clubs. They will find themselves in national teams. This is wealth creation. The young 15-year-old girls you saw on TV have had added value to their lives. It is wealth creation. You have Star Times investing $1 million minimum a year in the GPL. It is wealth creation. Access Bank, 5-star energy drink, Flora, Malta Guinness, Lily, Footy Cash, all coming on board, identifying football properties and investing in the football properties is what? Wealth creation. I stood on the grounds of Congress in Kumasi and I proudly said that through the good governance policies and practices that we have adopted over time, I am proud to say that our inflows had improved and some of the inflows will be transferred to our members. I did say this at Congress. I think this is the first time a sitting president will proudly and boldly come out to make such a statement. The result is all the support that we give either to the RFAs, to the clubs, Women's Premier League, Division 1 League, the GPL. It is from the increased inflows that has come through to the FA. RFAs, I announced subventions to support their work. I announced footballs to support their work. It is because of improved inflows in the FA. The enormous support we are giving to the DOL is from what? The wealth we have created and is being passed on to our clubs. The boots, etc., etc., etc. So when we speak about wealth creation, these are examples of what we mean by wealth creation.
We're talking about the KGL versus the GS program.
There was a question on KGL. What exactly was it? And GS.
Yes. So KGL is good, but what about getting a situation where we collaborate with the GS to train kids?
No, I think you were talking about. I think, Prof, you want to take that question? Yes, you can come. Okay, you can, yeah. Yeah, come.
They talked about organizing one already. The best players travel season after season. That's their dream. That's another.
Good. In the school system, we have PE teachers. Unfortunately, PE teachers are not licensed coaches. So the GFA has rolled out the license D. and that I've sent it to every region. It's up to the teachers who are interested in football. Remember, PE is broad. Football or soccer is a specialized area. So if you are interested in coaching football, it's up to you to decide to take the license. And because you want the level to be the same for everybody, you don't necessarily even have to be a PE teacher to become a soccer coach. I've had good economics teachers who have come through to be successful soccer coaches. Now, collaborating with the GS, it's up to GS to decide to bring back the retired PE teachers that we used to have in, so that they can augment. So that they can augment the coaching of football in the system. As you see right now, through the initiative of the president and the FA, we are running free licensing coaching courses in every region. We don't care whether you have a PE background, you have nursing background, or you have whatever. If you are interested in coaching, talk to your RFA, get through, and then you can become one of the coaches. So that is already in place. And we are even making it better by taking it to the doorsteps of those individuals who are interested in coaching. You are a journalist. You can become a coach. I've had journalists who have come through the licensing courses. And they are there. And it's even enhancing their way they present when they are on air. Because the terminologies that some of you use when you are presenting is a little, problematic in terms of that. So it's up to us. I mean, you can come from any direction, any background, just come in. We are ready to take you on, prepare you to move you to the next level that you can be. Thank you. Yes, the collaboration with the GS, we have it already. GS has always been our partners. In fact, if you look at everything below the KGL that we are doing, it's with GS. Mr. Aye, who is at the regional headquarters, we've been working with him throughout. And we've been sending schools to some tournaments. I think the first time was in Côte d'Ivoire, and then the last time was in Togo. So we've been collaborating with them throughout. And there's one coming up. I think there's a group that, some coaches have even benefited to go to China and other places for further programs. So we are already doing that. It's nothing new. We can make it better, but the rest is all ours. Thank you.
There was a question on officiating. Referee. When I stood on the grounds of Congress in Kumasi, if you listen to me very clearly, I did say that there are two very, very important problematic areas that we had identified. I did also say that the two identified challenging areas were refereeing and coaching. And I did also say that we are investing and we are prepared to go the long haul in fixing the identified problems that we have on hand. So with coaching, the Technical Directorate have rolled out all the coaching licenses and a lot of trainings are ongoing, including we organizing international attachment for some of the coaches. In the next few days, the Technical Directorate will roll out the rest of the coach education plan for the year. And hopefully for those of you who follow the FA website on daily basis, you will have a clear picture as to what plan Professor Minta and the team has in respect to coach education. Refereeing is the other one. In 2020, we decided to start fixing the problems from the foundation of the sport. If you remember, the announced expose took away 78 referees from our system. That was a big challenge. This group of referees who had a whole world of experience behind them and who had been part and key parts of the football ecosystem. They were wiped out. Our responsibility was to rely on those that are left, plus the innovative Academy Young refereeing strategy that we introduced. As an FA, we had to model both at the same time. Keep investing in the ones we came to meet, continuously reviewing the list up and down, and then investing in the young ones who had declared their passion and desire to be supported. Along the line, you would have some challenges. You would have games where referees are challenged. You would also have games where things will go very well. When referees get it wrong, there are laid down procedures. To hear about FA supporting a referee is a complete no. Forget it. Sometimes I wonder where these kind of stories come from. I'm an owner of a football club called Dreams FC. I own Dreams Tamale. From 2nd division, we qualified to Division 1. I owed the team I bought from Upper East, Kasina Nankana. Last year, I owed Still Believe. Of course, I always owed Still Believe. Dreams Tamale went to relegation. I'm the head of football. I control all the referees. So why didn't I win the league in Tamale? The following season, after I lost Dreams Tamale, I bought Kasina Nankana. I got the team to Kintampo. We went to relegation. This year, Still Believe, gone to relegation. Why? Mini power. I don't have the power. I don't have the special referees. My brothers, forget it. Referees go into games as individuals. They read the laws of the game. They go and interpret the laws of the game. Sometimes they get it right, which we expect most often. Sometimes they get it wrong. Even in the most established and structured jurisdictions, World Cup, European Champions League, Europe nations, they get it wrong sometimes. What I need from you is for all of you to support me in removing that cankerous from the head of the people. Oh, really? Forget it. Just like you, sometimes you go behind the console, if in terms of treating over can cry and flow ye. It happens. I've been a journalist before. Sometimes when I'm invited to speak like this, and you start slowly, you wobble a bit before you come into your ranks. It happens. Split second, the referee has made a mistake. And because maybe it's a club that has big followers, it becomes a big story. Sometimes, because of emotions, I didn't cry, any mistake. But the decision didn't go in favor as expected. Hey. Sebio. Yeah, in trouble. Again, Mr. Remo, let's find the time and also learn. You see, in that penalty box,
if you touch like this, referee can take a foul decision. A foul in the box. Like I said, a soft. In the law, there's nothing like soft and hard. Those of you who know the law, go and check. Law what? What is the law? The one that gives the discretionary power to the referee. 18. Another again. Law 18. Who said me? Yes. But that's the challenge all of us have. In that box, that penalty box, if there is a contact, the referee can take the decision. Whether you support that decision or not, when there is a contact and the referee sees a contact, it's a foul. And when it's a foul, spot kick. In the box. Watch it. But it is a foul. Maybe it's against your club. Body contact. It is a foul. Ghana, South Africa, Cape Coast. You all remember the battle between me and Danny Jordan. Okay. Yeah. At the end, what was the ruling? Penalty. Did CAS not clear Ghana? Yes. Penalty. Foul. The referee was justified because there was contact. Regardless, that is the law. It is part of the plea. Look, the referees are human beings. I'm not saying we have a perfect institution. I'm not saying that. But we are working towards having a good and perfect institution. And it will take you and me to do that. Sebi. Me can't say law Benjamin referees discretionary powers. No. If I saw 30 hands up, I'll say, Charlie, top guys. But we will say we're all challenged. Anameboa. Did you realize that we were all challenged? Yeah. Same. Look, to give the right answer. I had a meeting with the referees manager. The referees are in Kumasi. What are they doing? They are having their written exams. The theory test is currently ongoing in the Ashanti region. I had a meeting with the referees manager and I asked Alex Kote. I said, Alex, I want you to tell me something. If I called 10 of your topmost referees and randomly I asked them questions on the laws of the game, what is law 12? What is law 13? What is law 16? Will all of them be able to immediately tell me what the laws are? Or say yes? We say, oh yeah, sure. Or say yes. We say, Alex, oh yeah, sure. I doubt the answer you are giving me. Opa, I'm challenging you. Go and run the test and give me the feedback. And I'm coming to a point. News be breaking out said I disqualify all referees from this region. Mokai. Last year, Mewa. It was as a result of the theory test that was run. Look, Sebio, we are in the industry and we need to protect ourselves sometimes. If you see the results that came out of the test, because if you see referee officiating, let's say 2 seasons Premier League, 5 seasons Premier League, no to 20%. Some OTA, some had what?
You know that.
Some had 4%. Wow. 4 out of 100%. So, no.
Against a pass mark of.
I'm talking about 100%.
You don't believe
it? You don't believe it?
Oh, no, I'm not doubting.
You don't believe it? I'm telling you, referees who have been part of us, Sebi. So if the referee cannot, on his feet, remember the laws, how is he going to interpret the laws in a game situation?
Every day. The result is what is going on in Kumasi. Now, the directive is clear. Have a minimum of 2 or 3 theory tests per season. Because if you want to be the best Islamic cleric, you should know the Quran. For me, that's my analysis. If you want to be Doug Heward Mills, Doug Williams, or Prophet Paul, you should know the Bible. The Bible should be on your lips. You can't be a referee and not know the laws of the game here. It's impossible. In the same way, my plea is that in your spare moments, because sometimes, just sometimes, Niamo Kano, whilst running the commentary, reflects in the emotions of the supporters. And sometimes, just sometimes, it impacts on their actions at game venues. Because in your opinion, where the foul? But a foul. Because law now describe what a foul is. So when I say we have to collaborate together, this is what it means. Because when you get it right and you are behind the microphone and you say what is right, or you have the capacity to interpret the law right, supporter now all misbehaving. I hope someone tells me can say. So please, there is no you see, I said to somebody, a club owner, when you go to games and games don't go your way, it means somebody's against you. When you go to games and games go your way, it's you have done your job well. I didn't say about this, sir. I didn't say about this, sir. Anytime something has gone against you, it's somebody who is against you. The person also relegation. Still believe relegation. Dreams relegation. Dreams. Relegation. No. Are we joking here? Listen, I'm an investor in football. Why? Why are we not honest to ourselves and say that, look, maybe I'm not getting something right within. Maybe my coach had decisions wrong. Or maybe refereeing was against me. Than to say that Kurt empowers him. And then before crowd won't call for powers him. Kurt don't put the ass. No. My responsibility is to football. My desire is to see the Ghanaian game grow. My desire is for a region like where we are today, a powerhouse of football, to continue to grow the sport. This region has produced so many big names in football. It's a region that naturally produces super talents. Super talents are found here. And super talents make our leagues better, makes our national teams better. So it is my responsibility to ensure that the game of football grows here in this region. But it is the responsibility of club owners in this region to be honest with each other. To be honest in our dealings with each other. And to play it fair with each other in this region. It's a message, I'm going to speak it loud and clear to every club owner. We have to be honest. And being honest, and being honest is the way forward for us. Unim say, Mukobo match. Where you unia, where you are done for. About game, someone be Papa Tran. He comes to your home grounds, you don't want to look at his face. If you not being honest. Someone, what me I say? This is what I mean. Because your book came new year, you better go fie. You better go didi. So this is the gospel I need all of you to preach. Football, no, and then come neighbor. It brings all of us together. And football, through us, must continue to play that similar role of bringing all of us together. Regardless, 1993 we are human beings. Yakubu say 3 score and 10. Why do you want to leave this world earlier than that?
Ziko wanted to add on the factor that I talked about, the honesty in the clubs.
Sorry, I just want to chip in something here. In the first place, it's about the division of Zone 1. You know, it has been divided into 1A, 1B. Tender will attest to what I'm telling you. You see, we all took it upon ourselves that Nshatema was from BA and that there was the need to make sure we guide or lead in a way so that Nshatema will come to the elite division. I started visiting them at Nshatema, watching their matches and other things. But there's one thing that struck me. When Tamale City, when the club was attacked, fortunately, I happened to be there and I was at the hospital. I vowed from that day that I was going to fight for the zone to be divided. During the first school of Sunyani, I resisted that it should not be divided. But when I saw blood, and I'm telling you, red blood, and the way people were on the floor, I was with tender. We went to Accra to make sure that Nshatema will qualify. And most of the times, when you hear things, you don't have to believe all that you hear. I was called and told that there was a certain man who was trying to front for Tamale City. So I wanted to find out whether it was true. Lo and behold, when I called that man, he was even in Europe and he wasn't aware there was any match of that sort. As tender, I was with him to help in GFA. Fortunately, we qualified. The first advice I gave to Honorable Bafia was that I know my people. I know how they behave. I'm not saying that they are maybe fools or anything of that sort. No, far from that. But patience, as far as the game is concerned, you all will attest to the fact that it is not there. So I gave him this advice, and he took it upon himself to make sure things were done perfectly. Let me come to the BA Arsenal issue too. Football has developed to such an extent that there are no more minnows in the game. Gone are those days when we were saying BA was a traditional club. The most or the greatest of the financiers was Domaine. When I was with BA, he was financing us. But he fought the Diana through me. So he was no more giving money to BA. If you like, just compare the administrative acumen of those clubs that went on relegation. And you will believe that they needed to be there. It's not anybody's fault. Call a spade, another implement for digging. How can Zico handle BA United? With my experience, you come and beat me in my own house, tell me that you will not allow me. You give the team to somebody who works at my place, I pay him, and you expect BA United to qualify. How can that happen? Rocky, as we all know, wasn't up to that level. But because of divisions and others, he had the opportunity to handle BA United. And you expect BA United to place first. Compare the management of Arsenal and other teams. If you compare Arsenal to Nsiatre, do you want to tell me that Nsiatre should go for Arsenal to stay? I love Brekum people. They are my fans. But when you assess the management, the straight answer is that the team will go on relegation. So let's face facts. Back to the referees issue. I quite remember after a certain match, I spoke to a certain referee. We were talking, and you know, right now the law says that there is the need for you to send your first report before even the written one. There are most of the referees who will go around looking for people to write their report for them after the match. So with such a person, if you cannot write and you ask somebody to write, if unfortunately for you, the person is not damn good when it comes to English, what you tell him is not what he will write. Or you don't get me? So you end up creating problems for your own self. I took it upon myself to contact the referees manager to find out why most of the referees were dropped. And he told me people got as far as 4%. 4%. 4. So please, let's accept the fact that the division of Zone 1 and 1A and B was done based on certain factors that we felt was going to help develop the game. Because I was against it, but when I saw people bleeding, I wanted even the team that caused that to be taken out of the league. We took some information from BNI when Nshatema was going to Tamale. And if I tell you what we did before that match ended peacefully, you will not believe me. We contributed money towards that because I didn't want a repetition of anything. It wasn't the FO, my personal money. There were other 3 people who helped. So if you hear anything, please, some of us are here to help develop the game in the region. Please ask. If RTU is back to first division, we shouldn't be here even asking for the cancellation of that division, because it was through RTU that led to a whole lot of problems. And once they are back, why do we have to be talking about even forgetting about the division? It is now that, as the saying goes, we have to shemu kena. Oh, you don't get it. The most important thing for us to do is to strengthen the division so that nothing of that sort will happen again. So please, my people, let us accept things as we see. Some of us are from this region. You know my love for the region. I will not sit down for anybody to cheat. No, far from that. I quite remember I picked up a quarrel with Abu Al-Assa when we wanted to do this. He told me I was talking out of emotions, and being a senior brother, the way I spoke to him, he didn't like. So it was Kwasi that who resolved our issue. And if the same person is now saying that no, there should be a division, before a blind man will tell you that I will throw something at you, you should know what he's stepping on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Either he's holding it or he's inside his pocket. So please, let's try as much as possible to forget about what we hear and make sure that we try as much as possible to help improve the game. Thank you.
Thank you very much, So like we said at the beginning, it's a conversation and it can get hard. But when you go through this, the good book says the truth will make you free. And for me, I'm learning a lot of lessons, and I'll share them if I have time, or we have time as we go along. For me, the biggest thing is, or the underlying thing is, let's be open. President keeps saying, let's be honest with each other. And then Lord Zico says, when you hear something, check. And we are journalists. So it's check, fact. Get evidence. Establish trends, etc. And when you establish a trend and come and stand before people and talk, nobody can contest you. Because when there's a trend, it means that there's an underlying reason. I believe that's what my president or our president spoke to. President was going to speak to one additional, the bus. If the first, okay, I think you remember the question. First 3 teams will get bus. What happens if the same club wins again? Whether you get a double portion or you pass it on, more or less. Okay, Mr. President.
I think that first of all, it's important for us to understand the rationale behind the bus acquisition strategy. And in Kumasi, I did explain in clear terms that there was a need for us to support our clubs in the acquisition of buses. Ordinarily, if we had the resources, we'll buy buses for everybody, but we don't. The little that we as an ESCO promised was 30 buses over 3 years. Now, the guiding principles are that we should give every club the chance to be able to win. So, for example, if this year Okoye United plays first and Nswatre played second and Kwesi Mintin FC plays third, and we have 3 buses on offer, first, second, third, they get the buses. If next season the same teams plays first, second, third, they don't win the buses. The 4th, 5th, and 6th will now win the bus or the buses. But the idea is to spread the buses to everybody. So we wouldn't have a situation where one team will win 2 times or twice or 3 times at all. So if you win this year and you have your bus, next year if you become a champion again, you will not win. You will not win. The next place team will be the winner of the bus. That's the whole idea. Okay.
Thank you, President. Our host, the chairman, wanted to add one last point on the refereeing matter. I think that when the percentages were dropping, he said he had to come and say something. So, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, and I also got an update from the referees manager, Mr. Alex Kote in Kumasi. So after chairman speaks, I'll give that last update on the refereeing. And just to say in general terms that there definitely is hope for refereeing, not only in the region, but across the nation. Mr. Chairman.
Yes, thank you, Nel. Thank you, President. Indeed, we also identified that challenge. We realized we had a few referees out there from the region. So we did a few inquiries here and there. And in an attempt to solve that, just like our president has done over the years, you identify, you make an effort to solve what problem there is. So what we did last season, we didn't wait for national to start the exam. What we did as a region was that we started the exam in the region. So we organized examination for all the referees that were going to officiate in our Division 2 league. We brought in the national referees manager, Mr. Alex Kote. He came himself, joined the instructors in the region, and then we did a free refresher training for all the referees in the region as a starting point for them to begin to revise their notes getting into the national training. We are hoping that we'll have some good news from Kumasi, and it is reflecting. The kids, the KGL tournament, the Catch Them Young that we sent there, the U15 Elite, they performed well. I have spoken with the national referees manager, and they are doing very well. So we are hopeful that in a few years to come, BA will be back on the calendar.
Thank you. One chairman has said this one, I don't think I have to add mine, but Referee Kote just sent me pictures from the ongoing tests going on at Amas in Kumasi, and there are referees from this region writing that test. For those who love them and are people of prayer, pray. They shall be well with them. Is there any question I wasn't handled, so we can handle in the second set? No, you're going to a second set now, right? Yeah, we're going here. Was there anyone from here that? Which one? Player Exodus. Okay, we'll try and handle it in the next one. But I borrowed something from President has said time and time again. Your question was, how do we possibly stem it? Okay? Is that not it? Is that the question? But if you're an investor in football and a club from Tanzania comes and tells your player, I will pay you $4,000 and you cannot pay him, and the player in question is your brother, would you tell him to stay? It's just a question. We can talk about it going forward, okay? It's just a question, I beg you, but we shall talk about it. It's a practical question. For those of us who invest in football, it's questions that we have to answer every day. That the economy can't handle $4,000 in today's Ghana money times 16 is 64,000 cedis a month. Which club will pay that? And Tanzania come and tell me, a billionaire that comes and tells me, we'll pay maybe $4,000, 64,000. The family people will accuse you of something that you are not. If you say the players should work, stay on train, no go Europe. The other is the 64,000, baby. These are practical questions we must consider and then see. The desire from President is we raise the economy of our football such that we can also pay here. But till we get to that time, but we are working. We are fixing the fundamentals. And hopefully with those fundamentals fixed, more resources will come in. We can keep them for longer and enrich our leagues. It's an ongoing conversation. Set 2. Shaker. Shake this one. I think the rules must be one per person. Yes, one per person. Ask the question you think is the most critical question.
So we take 5 years. When we are done with the 5, take those ones.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. But we didn't put your mouth on this. What's media still on?
Archimedes.
But trying.
Okay.
Yenzo ya chemu. And I can't want to say. I'm saying play off. Ayana most of the times at the park and a so at the intina intimate this area, the born your born region to say even FA Cup we call finally and say teams living in now same kind of shed be a big team and not donna the year the Papuan a bit on our they are more than they call it the you buy do we can also say the be free gate in ya and I won't send plenty. I think said you show a bit more. So President, Mr. Maybe what bet, Mr. Bet your league. I think said for the past 2 seasons, you don't be league in India betting. And recently back what happened here, out to you dreams FC. Tell you Mukobo ya, I won't some them fans and your bet and some crana. Yama Uma no more involved, you know, Yamudi ban. But resource in the woman she goes and it didn't cross it, Umundi one in Yamo. The whole day. So why say Sadi no air persona betting once and so panda a air first one, ye free, ye leaking. Let us.
Let us try and stick to the one per person. We don't want to make it look like we are stopping anybody, okay? But a lot of people want to speak. Let's let everybody speak. Yes, Remo.
Thank you. Opoku Thomas, Mr. President, Zone 1A, Zone 1B. What you should be brave? Okay, we say, what your target is say, Bruno a half. Your football no ever flourishing. Let me be a cover. But, per statistics, Kakra, Magada, maybe in the next 5 years, 6 years ago. Over Brown from Division 1, Bro Club will be any. Didn't you make us? Zone 1B, Bro and a half of clubs. Young was in the 2 teams and a berry. You put 2 only 1. Zone 1A, young 2 in the berry. You put 2 3. About the star, near 8 teams in the every zone 1A. No other zone 1B no more. Last season, you have broken national unity. You promote 2 the Chiman Liberty. This is a year. You got 2 teams are married. Brekum City, BA United. You promote to the Unity. The outcome of that area was on 1A. No, you go here. 2 teams are there. You promote to 3. And I'm saying the last season, 11 wonders balls on 1A. This is year by one. You play balls on 1B. And we change it. Or 11 wonders PPB. You don't balls on 1B. This season, you don't hear no. You send the Techiman Heroes or those in 1A. As I because of 1B. Until you know, now so 1A teams no. Or no, yet there be a no back no ambitions in 1B no B teams no crown go form. In this young share also angle no. Near concentration no. Echo hooliganism. And then as a for now. In the next 5-6 years no, Mr. President, or no, now zone 1B area program for no. Air community by zone 1A clubs now. You promote to office area or no. And I can say, oh yeah, Juma Pine or crack, you know who say Juma no ye. Boot ever, Jesus ever. Now, Mr. President, full and sober, Mr. President, who go to never no. Things no slow. You follow up. You will say a team be our proud was in one beer, and you put to a family players who, upon, and watch you, full and also, say, I want to cry. You need see you here, minimum one. Full and fine. Or do you mind enough before? No walk of first station or one or do you manipulate? Indeed, Mr. President, some initiative in the idea, Ebwapa, Nambo, what check it now you follow up, and never quite pa.
It's like making a very blanket. I'm not saying call the name, but Niawakano, Kenya BB. Say, so no, not about the name. All I'm saying is that check. The information you have, farmer GFA near that's the message. Yes. Whatever it is, bring the information. Because the thing cannot be being given and not being used for the purpose. Otherwise, why? It comes back to Mr. President, honesty. But we have to go into the matter and deal with it.
Okay, my name is Amadu Peter, Global Media Partners, Space FM.
Amadu
Peter, the whole world. Amadu Peter. The whole world is
the whole world Peter. Yes. Just small.
Mr. President, my question is about publicity. You did mention that we have the football as our product, we need to market it, do all that we want. Sometimes marketing a negative term is sometimes negative. It's very bad. Some of the things that happen here, if you need to or if you try to have a plan, it will not work well for us. For instance, the ITU and your own team, the Dreams FC's issue. You know, we see how negative it is. So sometimes, even bringing it out and even saying it, we'll also try and even protect it so that we can leave it in the bad. And also with the publicity, we know that there are some amount of money located for publicity. I am the head of sports in my media outlet. I've never seen anything given out to my station for my boss is here, Logico. We've never seen anything of that sort. I'm not supposed to be paid by the GFA to do that, but once there is this amount of money located for this, I think we should also benefit from that. So if at your outfit, you can do something to promote it so that if something is coming, if actually is coming, you should trickle down to all of us here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I like the last part. You said if something is coming. Yes, if. So no. Once there's if, it's okay. It's okay. If need the air power, the if is okay.
So we pick the last 2 questions from here.
Oh, are you sure? Yes. All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Your name and your media house.
My name is Haruna Tumakru from GBC here in Bonahafo. Yeah, I enjoyed the presentation from the FA President, and for me, I pick one significant thing which worth sharing with colleagues before the question. I think all that the president was saying is that never discourage someone who is making progress, no matter how little, small or slow it is. And I think it's very significant. The question has to do with the projects that are being rolled out by the FA. He mentioned a lot of them. As a teacher, objectives have to be specific. So what is going to be the maturation period? And what is the main title of your project that you are rolling? I remember in the class we had a 5-year development plan by the late FA president. So what is the main title and target of your project? Thank you very much.
So title and target of the project. Papa teacher, is that correct? All right. So it's a title and the target. Okay, and then maturation. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, your point. Thank you. Next, or the last one for that group here.
My name is Fadal Gandhi. So
Fadal. Fadal Gandhi.
Yes.
Gandhi.
Fadal Gandhi.
Like Mahatma Gandhi.
Yes. On project sports parties at GFA, Iowa, other region, Titaben, Apono, Afro region, especially Sunyani, premier clubs be Biwahano, or your league in Yansebenia, Yansebenia Chapa, founded by the Ghana Football Association. It's our question, I say, and we number. And I'm a question I can say, the better we know the link between the GFA now, or your Manabodino, and the regional association, because the previous head are not open on her, regional football association. Name be a time no more year, any the current association, name be a ecosono. I say, the perceiving anti-Asaka. For example, there are some charges beer, Nisikabia, not the previous, no entry from the clubs, are no more. But the current association, I say, administration, we know, I'm not slashing. So I'm asking, say, Nasikabi or previously, now ye chia, and now saying, as I say, no, Ajaba, and as sometimes different clubs no hope, and as I say, Eba, 18 clubs in Piana. Example here, officiating fee, no Division 2 clubs, no Piano, registration fee, no a lot of fees, be more Mutia. As the so Mutia, and you know, link me send it here, and again answer. Question.
Oh, yeah, that's it. All right, so Mr. President. Okay, so the divided zone playoff taken to Accra. That was the first question. All right, why not in the region? And then also give the example of the FA Cup final. Then there was a betting issue. And you remember the question, so the one you don't remember. I'll go back to
it. All right, so the first one has to do with why we took the playoffs to Accra, or why the playoff was played in Accra. I'll start answering that question by taking all of us to 2015-2016 football season. I remember we had Okoye United and Bechem. Was it Okoye and Bechem? FA Cup finals. I remember Bechem from this region and Okoye United from the east made it to the grand finale of the prestigious MTN FA Cup. The demand by the people was that we should pitch the game in Kumasi. Because Kumasi was best placed by way of interregional distances between the two clubs to host that grand finale. But the truth of the matter is that sometimes And in that particular year, the decision on which region to host the grand finale was well determined ahead, even before the two teams found themselves into the grand finale. So it was important for us to stay with our plan and with our strategy. This is governance. At the end, if we all remember the scenery from the Cape Coast Sports Stadium that day, it's something that you would always remember with goose pimples. We had an amazing football atmosphere. The stadium was full, or the game was well attended. The content of what we produced was amazing, and everybody enjoyed football. Fast forward, what I want to say is that every good venue in Ghana can host a football event. Every good venue. So, in your opinion, your desire would have been, let's say, Doma, or let's say, Bechem. But in the good opinion of another group, it should be the newly established, newly built University of Ghana Stadium, which is also part of Ghana. I don't think that it is a bad decision. What I want everybody to understand is that we will continue to give opportunities to every region to host a football event. And if it is that we have to host another event in this region, we will. In 2017, we took Hearts of Oak and Kotoko to the unmissable in Tamale. Do we remember? Why didn't we pitch it in Babayara or Accra Sports Stadium? We took the unmissable to Tamale. And those of you who were with us in Tamale would realize that indeed it was an unmissable platform that we created. So, yes, I fully understand your concern, but at that time we thought and believed the fresh University of Ghana Stadium should host that particular game. Maybe next time it will be another venue. Okay? It has no special other alternative reasons behind it. The venue, and indeed if you were there, you would have enjoyed the venue. And indeed we supported the two clubs to travel to Accra and to be part of that festive period.
And the betting issue and then the mode of relegation.
Okay, so my colleague spoke about betting. I think it's a subject that is very high on the agenda of the FA. High in the sense that, just like I heard here today, I've also heard in certain circles. And behind the scenes, as an ESCO, we are working with all important security agencies to unravel this mystery, if indeed it does exist. If it does exist, it means they are very, very sophisticated, because of the levels that we have gone in our attempt to unravel the hard truths. But just like I'll quote the former president of the US, George Bush, when US was attacked, we will and we are dedicated are chasing these acts which are inimical to the development of the game to wherever it will take us. And whatever it takes for us to unravel this mystery, we will go every length. To the extent that the ESCO at one point in time even offered monetary rewards to people who will give us concrete, direct evidence of who the perpetrators, the people behind those reported acts are. And believe me, if you have very good leads, please, I'm reachable. If you have very good leads, if you know the syndicates who are either preaching these rumors or who are in the act, I'm reachable. We want to make our game healthy. And we'll chase them out of their hiding places and bring them to justice. I do not think that that question was connected to the Dreams FC RTU game. I don't think it was an issue of betting. I don't think so. Neither do I want to comment on the decisions already taken by any judicial body of the FA. That will be unfair on my part. We need to allow and we need to empower the judicial bodies to work independent of every leader or every member of the Football Association. Thank you. Which one again? I think that.
There was the issue of marketing a negative thing can be negative. I think the same person asked that if there's promotional funding and if there's some that is available, we should make sure or see about making sure it trickles down. I think those are the other 2 points there. The teacher, Haruna, asked about projects being rolled out. The target, the title, and the period of maturation.
Okay. So, I said in my earlier submissions that when we took office, we assessed the availability of football facilities across the 10 football regions and decided that there was one region that needed immediate support, and that was the Upper East. For the simple reason being that Upper East at that time did not have one standard quality football pitch. This region is already blessed with some good football pitches. To be fair, Bechem is one. At least football pitches, standard football pitches do exist in this region. In 2019, in the Upper East, there was none. That's why the FA invested in that facility. And now we've turned it into the home base of the first ever GFA established football academy. If we have more resources coming through, we would invest in more regions. This is a fact. If we have more resources coming through, we will invest in more regions. At least, as we speak now, Premier League games do take place in this region. The end vision will be to enhance the facilities and to improve the facilities. The end vision will be to get government to roll out policies that will get the private sector to even look at football a lot more than they are looking. That will be the end vision. But as we speak now, at least football can be played in Upper East, and we should be happy for our brothers and sisters from that region also. Which is the
last one. Publicizing a negative thing.
I do not think that on publicity. I do not think, and I have not said anywhere, that the FA had budget to distribute to media houses in relation to publicity. I've never said that anyway. I'm sure your statement originates from our relationship with Bet Power. And I think that all of us have taken time to really explain, unless people just refuse to listen. In every relationship, in every sponsorship relationship, Lele, KGL, Footy Cash, Access Bank, 5-Star, you expect both parties to have roles to play in promoting their relationship. The FA, as a partner, has a role to play in promoting the relationship. Any other partner you have here also must have a role to play in promoting their relationship. At that time, Bet Power said they were committing $1 million in promoting their relationship. Indeed, they have spent money and they continue to spend money in this strategy. If you doubt what I'm saying, ask your players. The locker room bonus is from Bet Power. It's not from the money they give to the FA. Every player who wins a game receives money. If I'm lying, ask the clubs. Per game. Per game. For how many players? For 20 players. Per game, immediately after the game. Calculate it over 306 games. Yes, that was their option. But just calculate over the total number of games. That alone tells you that there was and there is a commitment from that partner in the promotion and management of the relationship. Some I can't explain because I'm not Bet Power. I'm not in their company. I can only explain what the FA does to also promote the relationship. So there's no budget sitting in the account of the FA that ought to have been distributed to media houses. No, that is not the case. Thank you.
The mode of relegation, I want to talk about it. Because I said that the class might become extinct. That's what they have.
Okay, so I think he spoke about relegation. When you were making your submissions, I was trying to make reference to the regulations and the provisions, and I was not too clear. So I don't want to really go into detail about that. I can take your contact and I'll come back to you, because I'm not too sure whether your calculations or computations were absolutely spot on. Yeah. So I don't want to create a controversy. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Were all the questions answered? I think so. Which one was he answered? The one on the subvention. Yes, it was asked by Father Gandhi, the descendant of Mahatma Gandhi. Whether or not there were some funds before that were not being used, so people were paying officiating fees. Yes, that was the question there. Mr. Chairman, do you have the history or you have the current?
If I understood Father well, what he meant was he wanted to find out whether previously the GFA was giving subvention to the regional football associations. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Not for officiating alone, but whether they were giving some subvention on monthly basis, right? Whether it is still coming, and why teams were paying for specific activities during some seasons and they did not pay for same during the past season. Yeah. Is that correct? Yeah. Yes. So at least to the best of my knowledge, yes, the GFA paid subvention to the regional football associations for some time now. I think the subvention has been coming, and it came in the previous seasons as well, and then last season when we came to office. I cannot say for sure what the subvention for the previous seasons was used for, but I believe that it was used for the activities of the RFA, But for last season, specifically, subventions came. And that I can speak for because it came under my administration. And we decided we're going to use some of that money, and then the money that the FA paid after a promise that they were going to pay some money to the RFAs for officiating, if you remember. Honestly, in the beginning, people misquoted what the president said at the Congress. It was 300,000 Ghana cedis for the 10 football administrative regions. And that meant that BAFA got some 30,000 Ghana cedis in our account. We promised we were going to use it to fund the officiating part of it for the middle league that went on. And with the help of other sponsors, we managed to offset those budgets for the teams. And that's how come the teams did not pay any monies for the middle league that just ended. So that was how we used part of our subvention, and that's how come teams did not have to pay money for their middle league. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Do you want to put a cap on the activity or we continue? Any other questions? I think there were, how many more questions can we take? Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, yeah, we are here for them, but like the Google says, there's an end to everything. And then we've got a meeting with the clubs also after here, so maybe 5 more. But there are about 6 hands here, Anna. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already here. So 1 short question each. Yes, Remo. No histories or preambles. Straight to the point, ask the question, and then to be fair here, we take a few, and then we also give some quick answers, and then hopefully, time permitting, another day we'll continue the conversation. And I believe that the communication lines to the FA through our president and through some of us who work with him will remain open. So we don't have to come to a forum like this to ask all the questions. The question comes to your mind, you quickly pick a phone, you call us in the communication directed at the FA, and the answers are flowing. That's also part of why we're here, to build stronger relationships between the function charged with communicating with you or working with you. That's the communications department. President can come today. He may not come for another 1 year because there are 10 regions. But we are with you all the time. So contacts will be exchanged, and let's build that. I just have to drop that in whilst we are taking questions. So if you don't answer your question today, it's not that your question is not important. There will be a day, maybe next week, and you call Papa Neil, ABCD, then I respond, or I find the answer, and then I share with you. All right, so let's have the questions.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm called Evangelist Nanake Gordon, also known as Dynamic. I would like to first of all express my sincere gratitude to the GFA president for availing himself for a Perusa.
For a
Perusa.
A Perusa?
Yeah.
Evangelist, are you falling under the power?
In fact, I think this is my first time of such an encounter, and I think it's very beautiful. I'll commend him and also urge him to continue doing it. It will do a lot of good to the Ghana Football Association, and I think a lot of sparageros under the container will be cleared up.
A lot of what?
Sparageros.
Sparageros.
Yeah.
Or sparagyra.
So, my question is, recently we heard of Betway sponsoring South Africa Premier League, and then they came out with a whopping amount of $59 million. But when we got Bet Power in Ghana here, they were only giving us something around $3 million per year. So what is actually happening in Ghana football, and what are the South Africans doing so different that their league could attract an amount of $59 million as sponsorship, whilst we are languishing here with just some meager many. I don't know what is happening, but we used to know Ghana is the anchor of football in Africa. So why are we struggling to get a huge sponsorship to at least cushion our club owners and those in the league? And also possibly if we could cap the salaries we give to our players like it is being done in Cameroon and Nigeria, like say maybe minimum
I think we all understand what salary cap is. Okay, because we don't have time. I don't want to cut it back. They are talking about salary cap, and then the South African money being so much, and our being so little. All right, thank you. All right, thank you, evangelist. Next question. There was one here. Let's do this line and then we go back to. Oops. Hey, Master. Is it your own? Is it for your company? Yes. I'm ready for you.
Because the question that determined is very pregnant.
Who told you?
Mr. President, thank you for giving the opportunity. My question is, what are you doing as a president of Ghana Football Association when it comes to football business in this region? In your speech, you place emphasis that we cannot talk about football without mentioning this region. But when you come into the region, as a matter of fact, we don't need only football. We need standard facilities to ensure that our people get opportunity to utilize those facilities to enhance their skills. But Mr. President, my last question is, what are you doing to the transparency in football administration? Because I think because there is lack of transparency, that is why many of our administrators and people doing football business, they take any foul ways to get whatever they want at the end of the day. So what steps is the FA doing to address the issue of transparency to ensure that everybody gets equal share when it comes to the business? Thank you.
So you finalized on equal share. That was where you ended. Okay, I wanted to be sure. I want to be sure about the question. Your name again is? Your name? Metro. Next.
Okay. My name is Enoch Chiva for Philemon Otega, Union FM.
Okay.
Our president's speech in the Tesa Okase, America Monabason, women football, Omo good way. But the speech with Tesa Okase, Omo Bomode, and then Yetimu say even a Mukre Nya contract, baby. Or by Ghana Premier League now. Your players will Munya contract in Moko Iraq. Everybody are happy. Our destination as a team, sir. For now, we play as a Ghana. Because now, cast near your players from Moko England, from Ghana, Echo, Kachi, Terenu. Those on the Omokas is in, are we happy? Or be a players in Ghana?
That's it. You mentioned Iraq. Okay. Yes, next question.
So this is the fourth.
The fourth, and then we have a fifth, yeah.
Your friend Ben Kuluvi.
Ben
Kuluvi. Yes, sir. Dina Kasa Ibrahim Yusuf. I'm a boy young. This is Ben Kuluvi.
No.
Mr. President, Yamawa Kwaba. Me de normal boy say Yapo Paso, you decide everything because fees or buying tips no. Omokobo matches are I don't want to see nefe. Don't need training, don't need to cry. Unlike a can, you know. Coach me gratitude to be bench and also approach it to be given to bench. Son of one of the son of money a trade F. Mr. President, Massimo here me pa a protest and said. I'm saying a ball league in it do be I say you can go playoff and I said middle league. No protest and said I am a check. Now you are Mekai, young apostles, any teach my liberty. Utua liberty is one qualify or Accra. Young protest one qualify or Accra. ɛkyɛ ansana medic treba to mesrɛ sɛ ɔmo a ɔmotena saa cases no so no mohwɛ na ɔmo ayɛ biribi antɛm because the man is an activity ne gyi sɛ ɔmo preparation na ɔmo yɛ no ɛyɛ na ɛnkɔ kan because we use my qualified tension we use tension we use na sɛ asɛm ɔmo kan ntɛm wie na sɛ obi ahụ sɛ wɔn sɛ ne na mekɔ a ɛma no kɔ ama ne tiri prepare yie ɛkɔbɔ ntoma srɛ sɛ ɔbɛyɛ koliko asɛm na ɔka ɛmɛsrɛ wo akyɛ asɛm a ɛdɛ but nyɛ nda nka wo nka asa asɛm wɔ yi nti ɛmu na ɔnti bibi a ɛka na esu yɛ mu sɛ sɛ ɛnɛteɛ nti sɛ kɛmbɛhyia wa nka bɛkasa asɛm wɔ yi kɛmbɛhyia nka bɛkasa asɛm wɔ yi nti lɔn wɔn kasa mu ba akyɛ next time ɛyà mi ti na ɔmo ase tɛ ɛyɛ sɛ ayé na yɛ twabɔ sisi a ɔbɛ kan ma twabɔ wa bata se yɛ ɔkan na mo ma nu mi ho musuma twabɔ nye mi mistake a dabi mi patɔ nti jɛ mi ka sɛ next time yɛn no wa bɛkyɛw ni sunan 20 minutes 30 minutes yɛn no wa na tia na wa kɔ duna bɛkyɛw sɛ o ti bɛkyɛw wɔ fɔ bɛ ti na kasa ama yɛ ati ni yɛ kɔ no tibisa president yɛ wɔn akɔ aba mi da wa se.
ɛwɔ bɛn kulovi yɛ da ase bɛn kulovi.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Claude Kumi Ebisa, TV3. Mr. President, my question has to do with TV rights. StarTime's contract is rumored to have ended. How true is it? And if really it is, are we going to have a new right, TV right?
All right, thank you for your question. Quite straightforward. If you say question, say, "I'm it's going quick." Yes, sir. Snapdragon.
No. Manchester United.
Manchester Day.
Man United.
Yeah, I don't get us.
I want to Romeo.
Romeo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would for United for Sunyani. Mr. President Akwaba. Very quick question. Mr. President, Black Stars. 2019, our AFCON Akpoye, one of 16th. 2022, our Cameroon, Akpoye. 2022, Qatar, and Shed Akpoye. 2023, or the 2024 AFCON and Shed Akpoye. He said, Black Stars are the heartbeat of Ghanaians. And we didn't say, and you mentioned Akpoye, oh, doing home. Is there any a clear-cut policy to maximize the performance of the Black Stars? And once again, very snappy. The KGA policy, brilliant. Yamin Kolano under 15 and 17 at the Super Cup tournament, you know. But are they ready for the Premier League, Division 1 and the WPL? Thank you.
So the question was, are the KZL players ready for? I mean, the cast terminal referees. Oh, okay. Are they ready for
Ghana Premier League, the
Division 1 League and the Women's Premier League?
Because the standard there compared to the KGL tournament.
Yeah, perfectly understood. Your question is understood. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm Emmanuel Pia of Radio PA.
Thousand what? Thousand Pele.
How many Pele? Sir, I want to know whether this year leagues have a sponsorship. That's the question.
Thousand Pele wants to know whether we have sponsorship for the GPL. All right.
Our last question of the day is coming from.
Last question for the day.
Please, Governor Emmanuel, I handle the Facebook page of Division 1 League Updates.
Division 1 League Updates.
Okay. My question is very simple. On VAR, can the FA update us on VAR?
Can the FA update on VAR? Is here already or whether it's coming? Is that the question? Any update you are taking? Oh, I thought it was the last. Okay. Last of the last.
Or you give a dispensation?
Yeah, just one dispensation, then president will come and then we wrap up.
Made the chase station already. Breakum. The maybe say last season you will say awards. That was our premier and a Division 1. But less than a month to start Ghana Premier League. GFA ever be awards. Last season and last season you will GFA awards that are all the categories.
Yeah, that's it. I think the question is also quite clear. Mr. President.
Shake Kotrasi. Oh yeah, Kotrasi. Okay. The best start from last question. I'm saying the easiest. So last question here, awards. You say all work and no play makes Tommy Thompson a dull boy. I think, say, in the season gone past, we had some exciting moments. We had some exciting performances from players. Some administrators did marvelously well. And important say, at the end of every season, you best celebrate your heroes. That is not time constrained. In the next few days, the awards committee will be out with their first communication, their first break on this. That will be the official GFA awards. I think it's very important for it to be very clear. All deserving performers in all our competitions will be at a showpiece. And it will be a showpiece. It will be a day where I will say you're a good dancer. No? Only me face. You'll be winning. So, in respect of the awards, yes, the award ceremony will come up very soon. And we will celebrate the excellent performances from our players, coaches, national team players, etc., etc. VAR. You may introduce VAR or Ghana football. I think, BBA I had reserved for Congress, but because the question about Abu Hanum no SME answer. Whatever it takes for this FA to introduce VAR into our football, we will. We will introduce VAR into football as part of your overall strategy at improving refereeing, starting from our GPL. We will. Nti Abotre Eba. The other question. At the moment, you need sponsor for the Premier League. At the moment, you need sponsor for the Premier League. You was sponsor for Division 1 League. You was sponsor for Women's Premier League. You was sponsor for the U17 KGL. You need sponsor for the GPL. You need sponsor for the GPL. I'm not interested in headline, sub-headline, subsidiary headline. It's irrelevant. These are marketing terminologies. What is the headline sponsor for the EPL? So forget about the terminologies and jargons. It's not important. What is important is the resources that is coming into the league. And I think I explained our new way or our new approach. As we speak now, we don't have a TV broadcast partner for the GPL. The relationship with Star Times has ended, and
in the next few days, we'll announce the availability of the space and the packages, and we'll welcome interested parties to partner the FA going forward. I hope that is very clear. I hope that is very, very clear. The next few days, and I have confirmed here, say the relationship with Star Times has ended. There is no TV partner for the GPL. We are in the market looking for partners. It could be Star Times again, it could be GTV, it could be any other company that will be interested in joining forces with us, and that we find as a right fit for what we intend to achieve going forward. Okay, so there's a lot of work to be done, I admit, but we are very much committed towards achieving this vision. I've already said here that the vision of this ESCO is to ensure that this year our DOL is on TV. The WPL is already on TV and it will stay on TV. And the GPL will stay on TV, perhaps in a more exciting way. Enti Abotre, Rome, they say, was not built in a day. But once we are very committed towards the cause, once we're working as a team, we'll always find a solution to the problems that confront all of us.
The guy talked about the 59 million for South Africa.
So somebody spoke about 59 million SA investment in football, and 3 million or something in Ghana. Okay. So it is very interesting when I listen to such examples being cited, because sometimes when I listen to the discourse, I'm like, oh, do I react, do I talk, or do I keep quiet? Okay, so we are talking about two different countries, South Africa and Ghana. Two distinctively distinct countries. Two countries with different laws. Two countries with different economies. Two countries with different football economy sizes. I'm talking the business of football. So you have no basis to even compare. You have no business. You have no basis to compare. That is, even if the figures you read in the public space were to be true. I can't speak to that. My vision is to work with government. My vision is to work with people like good selves to create the best football economy. An economy where both government and the private sector will be very interested in investing. As you speak, individual clubs in this country are not too attractive to the private sector. It's a statement of fact. If I'm lying, that's why it's very difficult for a Division 1 club to get a sponsorship deal worth $100,000 or 100,000 Ghana. Very difficult. That's why it's even difficult for a GPA club to get a sponsorship deal worth $100,000. Zikumetuwe say easier. The challenge here is that the FA, the clubs, and the government must speak together and find the right policies that will open up our football economic system for people to be interested. We talk about TV. Where is the market for TV, for football in Ghana? Give me 3 TV stations that can pay $1 million into football? Just give me. And go to another country, perhaps where you mentioned, and see whether you cannot find 5 TV networks who have the financial clout to invest 10 million, 2 million in football. The football economy in Ghana is different from the football economy in Nigeria. How much did Star Times pay for the GPL in Ghana? How much are they paying for Nigeria? Peanuts. Peanuts. So there are a lot of both internal and external factors that comes into play when it comes to media rights. It's not only about, oh, Ghana League say, South Africa League say, it doesn't work like that. At the end, the general economic system impacts on private investments. At the end, if a company knows clearly that if I invest $2 million, I can have tax rebate like this, $2 million, or etc., they are willing to come. These are factors that you need to consider. That's why I said that, and I've said on numerous platforms that it's important for our FA to have a good working relationship with government to ensure that certain policies go our way. Otherwise, we will always struggle with scratch to survive. And that is the vision, to ensure that the atmosphere is conducive, the football economy becomes enlarged for more people in the private sector to be interested. So yes, we want money, my good friend. We're looking for the best partners for football in this country. I do not want to speak about what's happening in another country. If I know the facts, I'll make reference to the facts. What I know is that we are currently in the market looking for the right partners for football. Thank you.
Thank you, President. Let's just see whether there are a couple more. Which one? Salary cap. You will speak to that. I'll speak to it.
Okay. Salary cap.
And the protest at the end of the season.
I think that what I have just said, somebody will say, walks into that new topic of salary capping. My desire, my vision, the vision of the FA is that we provide footballers and everybody who works in football with the best possible opportunity to earn decent living. That is the vision. And that's what we've been working on. But that vision can not only be realized with what we want to achieve or what we are doing. You also need certain factors to come into play. So for example, if I wanted a minimum salary of, let's say, 5,000 for a footballer in Ghana, that's less than $1,000. Okay? And I don't have partners, first of all, for my league. That will empower me to enact that law. Our clubs are not attractive enough to bring in that resources into their individual clubs to look at how to meet that target. If the policies, the general policies are not clear enough, are not attractive enough, are not accessible enough for individual private company to say, I want to invest 10 million a month into football, when you peg the salary cap at 5,000, you wouldn't have achieved anything. It's just on the books. Meanwhile, truth be told, 5,000 Ghana cedis is a lot of money here. In dollars, it's less than $500. So, when there is an offering from Tanzania where Azam TV is giving each club maybe 10 million, USD. The club is stronger. The football economy is stronger. So they can offer your player $5,000 or $3,000 or $10,000 and they can pay. That is the external market forces that is impacting on the football ecosystem. These are facts. So there's a lot of work to be done for all of us to arrive at that destination. I want to keep our players here. That's not to say player trading is not good. The Portuguese sell, the English sell, the Germans sell. There's in-country trading in Spain. It's player trading. But if the general economy of Ghana impacts positively on the football ecosystem, I'm sure a lot more players will stay. And that is the vision we carry. Thank you.
Mr. President, I'm not sure you, sorry, I cannot command you, I beg you, but I just want us to be sure about the question. What's being done for the football business in the region? I think I remember that question. Talk about football facilities. Facilities are really the preserve of the National Sports Authority and government. At least that one I can answer.
I think I spoke about it.
Yeah, the President spoke about it earlier. What's next? GPL players going to countries like Iraq. The question is about the money. Yeah, I mean, it's
like I said, look, I want our players to stay. Why not? I want them to stay, to entertain. At the same time, I also want them to earn a living. And I'll come back to you again. Prophet, if I called you, evangelist, if I called you tomorrow, and I said I have an opening for you in Azerbaijan, $5,000, would you go?
You will still do the work of the Lord.
You rush and go. You rush and go. So sometimes it's not really about you, it's about external factors that come into play. External factors that come into play. But once the end vision is very clear, we will have to stay with the vision and work towards the vision. That is it. The end vision is to create a Ghanaian football economy that will have the power to retain our players. The end vision is to create a Ghanaian football economy that will potentially attract players from other countries into Ghana. That is the end vision, and we need to continue working at that. Thank you.
So the game changer, before you go.
The
first match,
is that a new question? A new question? Which one?
I think I've answered that already.
Yes, answered it.
I think you went out.
The one about protest, that towards the end of the season, like delay in protest. Or apparently delayed protest.
Okay, so first of all, it's very important for all of us again to study the provisions in the regulations. Beyond the regulations, the rest is the operational bit. You would realize, and I'm sure you may have taken note, that in most recent times, charges to offending clubs come much quicker than before. Is it not true?
Very true.
Is it not true? So, having realized some of the challenges we have internally, the FA took certain decisions, including a change in prosecutors. So you realize that now when incidents happen, the charge sheets are like this, quick and fast. Currently, we are having a review of the regulations. We are looking at how to shorten the processes that we go through before adjudication is done. It's part of the ongoing changes and discussions we are having. The end vision is to have a near perfect or perfect situation. That is it. So we would improve every season, and soon you would see that new directives will take effect again. Just to ensure that we shorten the processes, we bring more confidence in the system so that people would enjoy their game. Thank you.
The game changer, last question.
Right, thank you for the performance of Black Stars. That one is my favorite topic. That's why I didn't remind the president. If Mr. President will give me permission to talk about the performance of them, it's my favorite topic. Catch them young. Professor Minta says, you see, they are young, and we are watching them and taking them gradually, so they will develop. Your question was whether they are ready for the GPL. His answer is we are developing them. So that you don't go and put a 19-year-old in a house Kotoko match, and then we know over here we say about 4 referee has a full Kotoko match. So it's about they are developing. All right. Some of them are very Division 1 league matches. Okay, but it's about development. And when it is that the committee or the body that ascertains the ability or capability of a referee to handle a particular category of match, I'm sure they'll push them on. But we don't want to rush them. You said the Black Stars performance. I said it's going, you said 2019. I said it's my favorite question. Because President talked about the performance even in his address. So whilst the trend you speak about, okay, can be situated in a certain context. I am a man of science and I like drawing graphs. So for the Black Stars performance, 2019, 2022, 2022 AFCON, the graph was going down. But 2018, which you didn't mention in your trend, Ghana didn't qualify for the World Cup. So if you are doing a trend analysis of the Black Stars performance to the World Cup, and I'll go back to when we were in Germany in 2006, I will say 2006, round of 16, my graph is here. South Africa 2010, we went to quarterfinal, my graph zoom up. Brazil 2014, we went there, first round exit, no victory, my graph will come down. 2018, we didn't even qualify, my graph will go further down. 2022, what did we do? We qualified against all odds and we won a game in Qatar. I would respectfully submit to anyone who says Qatar and Shedan Koye that with the graph I've drawn right now, you may want to revise your notes. As for Afcon, he said Ankoye. That's why I went back for Toado to see what we are doing. Nyame are doing 2 victories on the third. In how many years? Let us pray for the Black Stars that we qualify to Afcon again and do well, and then go to the USA and we shall all be well happy. Pray as you pray. Sure. If you like go ask Messi and Ronaldo, it doesn't work. But you have to add the science to it because there's a science to the game. Yeah. And I think that's why we went for Coach Otuado, just to see whether what he did in qualifying us over and above Nigeria and going to the World Cup, he could replicate it on a more medium term and long term basis. Remember the first time he came, it was short term. It was agreed. Short, let's go and leave. Now he's here for the longer term. Have we covered everything? Yeah, I think so. I think so. We've covered it. It's been a long day. It's almost 6 o'clock. Yeah, final words from the president, and then we shall get a vote of thanks. I haven't heard Mr. President any lady speak. It is a travesty. It is a taboo, says Mr. President. If you are a lady over here, and I'm now looking, I can't see you. Mr. President, where is Kiki? She was here. You are there? Yes. Since you didn't ask a question, you give the vote of thanks.
Last words. In fact, extremely short. Last words. It's just to re-echo some of the things that I have said already. Most importantly, to thank my senior brother, Lord Zico, Kingsley Osebonso, for being a true brother. I appreciate him a lot. He's very honest to me in our dealings, and I pray that the Almighty God will continue to give him strength to be a guide on this journey that I have embarked on. Zico, thank you. I want to thank the organizing committee for the Division 1 Super Cup, led by the Lord of the Turf, for a good job done so far. We are waiting for the grand finale. That's it. That's it. Prof. Minta, I can't find the words, but God bless you. Let's continue working hard. Let's continue to share. And that's the only way we can build our game. For our RFA coordinator, so far so good. Thank you very much. Mr. Daniel Akowalabi, my brother for many years. My brother and my brother for many years. My brother here. Thank you. Chairman, my host, Doc.
Competent doctor.
A very, very, extremely competent one.
Amazing man.
An amazing man.
Fantastic.
Thank you for the job done so far. I believe and know that there's a lot more in you and your executive committee who I met earlier today. Thank you for the time spent together. Together, we are on a mission to play our part in developing Ghana football. Let's continue to believe in the vision. Let's stay together. We will have our differences. That is very normal. But when we believe in the vision and we stay with the cause, we always come out as winners. Doc, thank you. To members of my staff, from Neil to Sheikh, my chief of staff, Maxwell, Patrick, and the rest from Accra, thank you for coming through with me on this journey. I appreciate the time we have spent here. To my brothers and my sisters in the media, we are one. Regardless of our different thinking processes, our thoughts, what we think is wrong, what we think is right, football has brought us together. And football will keep us together. Let us trust in our collective vision. Our collective vision is that Ghana football must prosper, must grow. That is our collective vision. And I pray that you keep to this vision, and I pray that you stay with this vision and pursue this vision. When you stay with this vision, and when you pursue this vision, that will push the adrenaline levels in my good self and my colleagues to even do much better than we are doing. And when we do well, it impacts on you. And when we do well, it will also impact on us. I believe we are on the same page on this. And right from the bottom of my heart, Madam Asibibri, for the time we have spent here, for the time we have shared. This program has been recorded. I'll spend time to look at it again in areas that are challenging, in areas that have not been answered. We'll find answers. We are very committed towards making our football much better than it is today. I'll continue to count on you. Please, if you don't hear from me, if you don't see me, it isn't that I don't know you exist, or it isn't that I do not care. Up and down. Sometimes it takes me far away. We are in the same office. He struggles to see me. Prof is there. He struggles to see me. The Lord of the Green Turf, my legend, Obe fresh no answer. Okay, I mean, very crowd the other day, but it is never intentional. Never. If you offer me crowd, no, it's a play. It's be me. Also me. I mean, who they me home. What I say, Tim Pabucho. Let's be patient when you are trying to reach me and you don't get me. Whenever I have the space and I go through my phone and I identify, I will come back to you as much as I can. Travel and see. It's good to see you here. Thank you very much. And to all our competing teams who are in the grand finale, the third place, and the grand finale of the Division 1 Super Cup, I wish you well. We'll be there to see the games. I think the essence of this tournament is already achieved. The club owners, the players, the Tenka team, they already know their levels at the minute. They know what they have to do before the season proper kick starts. That is the essence of this tournament. And I'm happy that we introduced this tournament and we have stayed with this tournament up to date. And this tournament will be a regular feature on the calendar of our football association. On that note, Akpe, Madam Asi, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President Simeon Okaku. So, like we said, it will not be fair if we left here without hearing from a lady. And the vote of thanks, Mr. Chairman, with your kind permission, I would like to invite Kiki. It's Kiki that Kiki is the easiest way to pronounce her name. Those of you who know her, the other name is long. Edwin Nancy. Is that the name? Yeah, Edwin Nancy. Maybe the only person called Edwin Nancy that we will ever know. Vote of thanks.
Good evening, all protocol observed. My first thanks goes to the Almighty God for bringing us all here successfully for this program. And my second thanks goes to our president and his staff for bringing this program to Sunyani to interact with us all. We are very grateful. My third thanks goes to the RFA chairman and then all the ESCO members for hosting our president and his people. RFA chairman, thank you so much. My next thanks goes to all protocols observed, the media and all the clubs present. We are very grateful for your presence here. Thank you, and we hope that the next time we call on you, you actually answer our call. And I'm thanking myself also for giving the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you for thanking yourself. All right, so Mr. President has more or less given the final remarks, and we know some traveled from far, some were here, and there's an amamre that will be amamrelized. Once you have registered, the amamre that should be amamrelized shall be done.
Mr. Nell is very important.
Yes, I know, my brother. And that is why I've said that for as long as you registered with your name over there, amamrelized and those who are traveling to other far places, we wish you a very, very safe journey. It's likely that you will hear from us before you even get to where you are going. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.